Let us discuss few more functions which are widely used in Microsoft Excel. Today we are going to discuss text functions. Text functions. There are plenty of text functions are there. Let us see one by one. The first text function is dollar function. The purpose of dollar function is it is used to convert a number into a string. And whenever you are converting a number into a string, you can have the number of decimals, whatever you wanted to have. Please note that, please note that you can have the number of decimals, whatever the number you wanted to have, decimal number of places, you can have it. If you do not specify the default number of decimal places or 2, you can round up this while converting a number into a string, either fraction side or in the decimal side. Let us take one example to understand this one. You have a value called 5687.23765. I will convert, or if I use dollar $A1 comma 3, the meaning is I wanted to have the number whatever is there in A1 should be converted into a string, and it should have 3 decimal places. So when you are doing it, it will add a dollar sign to the before the number 5000 comma 687.238, because the fourth decimal places whatever you are having is greater than 5. That's the reason you have got it. Suppose if I use dollar $A1 comma minus 3, the fraction, the rounding will take place in the left hand side of the decimal. So in the third place you have 5687. 6 is the third place. So this value is greater than or equal to 5. Hence 1 will be added to the previous one, that is 6000, and nothing will be considered. No number of decimal places will be added. So that is the meaning of when you are using a dollar sign, you can add a currency symbol, you can round it off either to the right of the decimal point in the fractions or in the whole number itself. The next function is exact function. Exact function is used to compare two strings. If the two strings are same, it will automatically will give you, or it returns true. If they are not identical, then it returns false value. In place of, if you are not interested to use the built-in function called exact, the same thing can be achieved using is equal to symbol also. Let us see how it can be used. I have written hello in A1 as well as hello in A2. SSIM in B1 and miss in B2. If I write is equal to exact A1 comma A2, both are one and the same, the output is true. If I write, if I write in place of is equal to, if I write is equal to B1 is equal to B2, B1 SSIM is not equal to miss. So hence the output is false. So exact is another text function which is used to compare two strings. Two strings. The next built-in function is find. Find is a function, it is used to find a string in a string. If a string is found, if a string is found, its starting position in the given string will be given. In the starting will be wrong. If doesn't find the given string, any string in a string, it will give you a value error called hash value error. It returns a value error. And whenever it is starting counting, please note that it automatically start counting from 1, not from 0. And we'll also see one more important point here. You can't use wildcards. Wildcards are also known as a global characters. Global characters are nothing but star and question mark. Star is used to match a group of characters, question mark is used to match only one character. One example, let us see. I've written a string in Hyderabad, Secunderabad in A1. If I say find D comma A1, meaning is meaning is it will search for D in A1. So it is available in the third location, hence automatically it has come. Now if you use find D comma A1, and if I say comma, then please note that the third position is nothing but what for means. It specifies the starting position to count. So it will not start counting from first position. After 10 characters, it will start counting for no counting for the letter D in the given string. So after 10 characters, that is 9 after Hyderabad space 10, then it will automatically will go on Secunderabad. The second D is the third, see that the third after 10 characters, the first occurrence of D will be considered and its position will be given. That is 16th position it is having. So you can specify, are you interested to start counting from a first position or from a given position or from a specific position? You can start searching for a string in a string. Another function, text function, is fixed function. Now, it rounds a number into a string, and while in converting it, what you can do is whether you wanted to have a comma or no comma, you can do it. When you don't want, if you do not specify the number of decimal places, the default number of decimal places are 2. So by default, no comma is false. That means comma by default you will get it. Let us take one example of this. 5234.7654 has been given in A1. If I write fixed A1 comma 2, the meaning is I wanted to have the number of decimal places are 2. In that particular situation, 5234.77, because the third decimal number is 5 and greater than or equal to 5, 1 will be added to the previous one. So automatically we got it. So because I have not specified no comma is a false, that means comma will by default will be there. And if I use -2, the rounding will take place in the integer place. That means 5200 will be there, comma will automatically will come. If I say fixed a1 comma 2 true, meaning is I don't want to have a comma. So 5234 without comma 77 will 0.77 will come. Similarly, if I say fixed a1 comma -2 comma true, the without the comma I will get 5200. So I can make use of fixed function depending upon my requirement. The next uh, the next uh, text function is left. Left text number of characters. Now here, the purpose is if you have a string and if you want to take the characters from the left side of a given string, then you can use of left function. If you do not specify the number of characters, it automatically will take only the first character. That is the default character is 1. Let us take one example. The content in A1 is Hyderabad. If I say simply left of A1, I have not specified the number of characters, hence it has taken the first character, that is H. If I say left of A1, 5, in Hyderabad, the first 5 characters, that is Hyder, will be taken. If I say left of A1, 25, the number of characters in Hyderabad is hardly 9 to 10. And if I say 25 or 30, the entire string will be automatically will be extracted and presented. So that is the left function. So if you want to extract from a given string only a specific number of characters for a specific purpose, you can make use of this function. When you know what is the meaning of left, the reverse of it is right. And if you want to extract the characters from the right side of the string, and you can specify a function called right, and If you do not specify the number of characters, it will give you the default as a one character. So that is only one. Let us take the same example, that is Hyderabad. If I say right of A1, only the rightmost character. If I say right of A1, comma, the last five characters, please note that it will not print reversely in the same sequence, but the last five characters will be given. That is R, A, B, A, D will be printed. If I say right of A1, comma 25, the number of characters in the given string is 110, and if you specify 25, the entire string will be automatically represented. That is, this is another beautiful function. LEN stands for length. So LEN function, the moment you use it, it returns the length of a string. Please remember, whenever you are using a length function, it will count even the special character, space, everything will be counted within the double quotes, whatever you have written. Let us take one example of this. Andhra Pradesh in Hyderabad. If I say length of A1 in Andhra Pradesh, so the space in between Andhra and Pradesh, the space is also counted. So because of it, we can able to see the number of characters in that as 14. And similarly, if I say length of C1, I have not written anything. And if I'm computing length of C1, it gives you the length as 0. To remember here, if a string whose length is equal to 0 is known as null string. The definition here is valid only in Microsoft Excel. A null string is one whose length is equal to 0. You can use this. Similarly, you have one more built-in function, and which is also used if you want to convert all uppercase letters, alphabets into lowercase. There exists a built-in function called lower. So only alphabets are converted. Neither the numbers or special characters, they are unchanged. They are unchanged. They are not affected. So example is, if I say Hyderabad hyphen 78, if I say lower of A1, only the Hyderabad case alphabets are converted into lower letters. After that, the space is remained as it is, hyphen is as usual, and the space once again as usual. 78 is also not affected. Only the alphabets are converted into lower case. This is another beautiful function, that is mid function. Mid, you know the meaning of a mid. You don't want to extract the characters of a given string either at the beginning or at the end. You wanted to have some characters from a specific position to a specific position. So it is possible with the help of mid function. Used to extract the characters from a specific position. In this, you have to specify the starting position and you have to specify the number of characters from that, how many characters. From that position, how many number of characters. And whenever you are specifying the starting position, it it should not be more than the number of characters. For example, in the given string you have only 10 characters and you cannot specify, you start taking the characters from 20th character, because you have hardly only 10 characters. There is no question of having 20th or 21st character. Similarly, that gives you that in that particular situation, the output will be a null string. I think I have already told you null string is one whose length is equal to 0. Suppose if you specify the starting length as less than 0, less than 1, that means 0, then it automatically will give you a hash value error. A value error will be written. So it should be appropriate value. Let us take an example. In Hyderabad, A1 is having a content called Hyderabad. If I say mid of A1 comma 1 comma 3, the meaning is the first three characters, HYD. If I say mid A1 comma 02, meaning is because I should not specify 0. It should always start with 1. So that's the reason I have got a value error. Suppose if I say mid A1 comma 10 comma 2, I have hardly 9 characters are there. 10th character means nothing is there. So automatically I have got what is called as a null string has been displayed. So mid is also a another beautiful function which is also used while while handling huge amount of data. Let us stop here and